Us Amazigh tour. So Amazigh people or Berbers. So the first people who lived in Morocco. We used to have some Phoenicians, Romans. The first time that Arabs and the Muslims came to Morocco, that was in the 8th century. That's the beginning of Arabs and Muslims. Idris the first came as a refugee from the Middle East, and he settled in Morocco, exactly near Volubilis, this Roman city, and he built, or sorry, he got married with a Berber lady, so from a tribe, Amazigh tribe or Berber tribe named Awraba, and Idris the first, so was received from the chief of this tribe, and this chief of tribe, he knew already about like the Arabs and the Muslims, especially the Prophet. So the Prophet Muhammad, peace be upon him. So and this guy or this man, Idris the first, so was the fourth descendant of the Prophet's family, and that's why this chief of the tribe, he admits that Idris the first got married with his daughter, so the Kanza, her name Kanza, and that's the beginning actually of the Muslim and Arabic dynasty in Morocco. So Idris the first, he didn't invade Morocco. He came as a refugee with his servants only, and his son Idris the second, who is from a Berber mom and Arab father. He established Fes, and he was the youngest king in Morocco in the age of 16 years old. So he was a king of Morocco, and he chose Fes as a capital. So this part actually is not the Medina, is not the old section. This is the 13th century section built by the Marinid dynasty. This dynasty or this royal family that chose Fes as a capital, and this part is composed of the royal palace that we are going to see now, and the Jewish district, which is on the right side beside the king's palace, and the Muslim district named Fes the New. So that's what we are going to see now. So on the left, well, front of you, there are 7 doors made of bronze, so and the square front of it. So we are going to take some pictures and give you explanation. So we will take the minibus. So after, when we walk through these Jewish districts. About pictures, in Morocco is not allowed to take pictures of army, police. So there is a door on the left made of wood, where there is royal guards. So no picture for that door, and army. Otherwise, we can take pictures as you like everywhere, just for that door and for police and army. So we get off here, please. It takes about 20-25 minutes. Of the foundation of the city of Fes. So front of each main entrance of the palace, there is a big square named in Arabic Mishwar. This square is served for the thru ceremony. So every year the king of Morocco does this celebration. So the current king, his name is Mohammed VI, and he got married with a lady from Fes. Her name is the Princess Salma. The first time that Moroccans saw the wife's king. Before, never. For example, Hassan II didn't know his wife, even her name. Just few people, the closest people that they know, so the wife and recognize her. I don't know her, even her name. So that's first time Mohammed VI, who is like a modern king. He kept the tradition as a king of Morocco, and our kingdom is Arabic and Muslim kingdom. But also this kingdom recognize also different cultures. Amazigh, Berber, because now, for example, the Berber language is an official language like Arabic, beside Arabic. And Morocco preserved also the heritage of Tamazight or Amazigh culture, and Jewish, for example, Andalusian, because Morocco it's a mixture of different cultures. So these doors actually it's made of bronze. So these patterns it shows the labyrinth of the Medina, which composed of more than 9,000 alleys and streets. So this bronze it's a combination of copper and tin. So the workers of the palace they clean the doors 1 or twice a year just with lemon. So lemon it contains a natural acid. So that's the way here in Morocco ladies or moms at home they clean so bronze metal items like teapots, plates. So we clean them just with lemon to make them shiny. Yeah. So this is mosaics. These mosaics we learned it from Romans. So in Volubilis there are mosaics which is the Roman city. There are still mosaics in the floor. So Moroccans or these Arab and Muslim dynasties learned the techniques from them and they add like new colors. For example, these mosaics you find in some houses and buildings in historical sites. So there are about 25 colors and more than about 400 different motifs. Each motif, so it has a name and artisans. So you will have the chance after the panoramic view to see how artisans still do this work and how they cut by hammer all these small pieces and make fountains, tables. So it's very complicated and that needs lots of concentration and lots of like geometrical calculations. So it's actually handmade. And first is the capital of handicrafts, because we had in the Medina and we still have the oldest university in the world which is still operating, built by a woman thousands of years ago, built in the 9th century, where artisans used to study with students for free, just to like listen to different subjects like geometry, astronomy, and that's why the level is high standard of artisanal and crafts. So here in Fes. So I give you like 5 minutes. The Mallah. The Mallah is the name of the Jewish section, built in the 15th century. So the Jewish community, Sephardic, who came as refugees, they settled. First time when Jews lived inside a city in Morocco, that was here in Fes. And that is the oldest Mallah. Mallah is the name of the Jewish section. It comes from Malha, which means salt. So the community of Jews before 1948, so 20,000 used to live inside. So most of them moved to Palestine. Now there are only about 50 families still living in Fes. Yes. So the population of Jews now in Morocco about 4,000. Half of them living in Casablanca. They are business. So look at this architecture here with balconies. So big windows. This is typically Andalusian style of architecture. It's not like we will see in the Medina. So this is the royal guard. So how to know if the king staying in the palace? So in all doors, you'll find the royal guards standing, with 7 different colors. So white, red, green, beige, blue, turquoise, and grey. And each color it represents so different kind of security guards. For example, police, so military, auxiliary forces, gendarmerie, and the royal guards. They have 3 colors: turquoise, red, and white. So over there it's the Muslim district where there are storks. You see birds, storks in the top of these pillars. So we are going to the different.
This is the mosque. Islamic district, and right here is the Jewish district.
So here, this is the first step of the clay. So we take the clay once we wash it, so we take it here and they start kneading it as if they're making bread, or they wedge it. Why? So as to take out the air that is trapped inside the clay, and this step we call it to de-air it. And once he is there, the air in it by his hand, so he makes balls. And he should do this. Why? Because if the potter takes it like this way, it can be cracked while it is firing. So that's why it should be kneaded at first. And then once he makes balls, he takes it to the potter. Then he puts it on this steering wheel, which is mechanical, it is not electrical, while making...
Ai, bravo.
I wish we got a chance to do this. Well, you can. Up here. No, well now I'm not dressed appropriately.
Their grandpas, they were working here before. So first of all, so we take that bowl of clay. So we put it in the steering wheel and he starts steering it on his 2 feet. That we call the power foot. While he's making different shapes. And once he finishes, he cuts them with a piece of thread. He makes visible the geometry thins, so that one plate should be like the other one, and then he cuts them, he makes them so tiny, and then he cuts them with a piece of thread. So once he cuts them, they put them on a wood of tray, and then they take them to the pottery ware there, or they take them under the sun. And it takes them like a day or 2 days, so as to get dried, but they are still manageable, so that they can work with them again, so that they can take them back and that they can make the right shape, the last shape of it. That's what the other master is doing right now. So he's taking cups. You can hold one of the cups over there. I'm going to give you so that you can see the difference between the cups. So this one, it is not well shaped, while this one, it is shaped. Look how heavy it is at first. You see? Yeah. This is not. Yeah. Look. So once it is So once it is shaped, so we take them so as to get fired under 1200 degrees at first. That's what we call bisque fired. It is fired for the first firing step, and this we call it bisque fired. And we fire it under 1200 degrees. So once it is shaped, when it is done and it is shaped at the pottery room, we take it to get fired. This is the first firing step, and then we take it here so as to paint it. And here we have two masters here who are doing decoration in the pottery room. So we have the copper oxides that turns into green, and we have the iron oxides that turns into red, and we have the chrome that turns into yellow. That's why I call them polychrome colors of Fes. And due to these masters, so they are doing their own creation from their own mind. Which means that they don't see a picture and then they draw on it, no, but they do their own creation on their own creation. As you can see here, different styles from Moorish to Jewish style to Berber style to Fesi style, so different styles.
What was the purple one called again?
Cobalt.
Cobalt. In Arabic, baraj.
Huh?
And you said it was there was
Cobalt.
Cobalt.
Cobalt it is called, yeah.
Okay.
So they are using this painting brush. Yes, here they are.
Horsehair.
Look.
Yeah, it's just so thin.
Look this one.
Touch. Yeah.
Look this one. You can touch this one. So this is a bamboo with a horse hair. So, and this is a reservoir. It's like a reservoir. So that one they fill it. When they dip it into the bowl of colors.
No, keeps it.
Yeah. The old traditional kilns. We're not using them in Fes, but we're using them outside Fes, like about far from here, 12 kilometers. And we have like 150 kilns, so as to make all these pottery wares, because we are specialized in tiles, what we call zellij. And this is the zellij. This is the zellij that I'm talking about. Because as you've seen, if you went to the royal palace, or if you are you staying in a hotel or a riad?
Hotel.
Hotel. I think that they have like a fountain of tiles.
Yeah.
Made of tiles, made of pieces of tiles. So we are specialized in tiles. Which means that we have like 75 of tile work, and we have of zellij, and we have 25 of pottery, because pottery you can't find it everywhere in the world. But for the zellij, no. So the only city that is well known of zellij, it's Fes. So whenever you go, if you go to Rabat, if you go to Casablanca, to the mosques over there, the zellij it came from Fes. So first of all, we have two floors. We have the first floor and we have the second floor. For the first floor, we put the fuel. It's not gas, but we put this kind of fuel. So can you tell me what is it? I'm going to ask now.
Sodas.
Huh?
Sodas. Sodas.
So do you have any idea?
No,
Huh?
no idea.
Some sort of seed.
Yeah. But what kind of seeds?
Wheat.
Huh?
Wheat.
Wheat? No. This is olive pits.
Olive pits.
Because you know that in Morocco we have a lot of olives.
Yeah.
So we depend
Yeah,
on the
olive
seeds, so we don't throw them. So we gather them from the factories and we
Brilliant.
fuel them the pottery pans.
Nice.
So here we put
Recycling.
the fuel. Here we put the olive pits, and upstairs we put the pottery. And then we should do like this piece of bone. This is not bone, but it is made of clay, so as to separate the pieces, so as not to get stuck. And the same as for the leash. And of course that we close this door with clay, and the only way that we can see if they are baked or not is from these holes here, so that they can see if they are baked or not. So now we're going to see how the artisans, they are making those pieces of zellij, how they are cut and how they are chiseled out from this piece first of all, and how they are assembled and how they are stuck on walls. So let's see. Take a tile, okay? They take a tile. It is always 10 out of 10, and they put one of the pieces like this, and they draw it on the tile. Then they cut it, so they don't just scratch it without drawing it. So they draw it and then they cut it. So the first cutting step, it is like this one. So they chisel out.
Yeah.
the piece, and then after that they make it fine at the bottoms. So the first one he cuts it on a piece of iron, and the second one he cuts it on a piece of stone, so as not to get broken, like that, like that one. While using this hammer, but they sharpen it each 40 to 45 minutes. They sharpen it on a piece of stone that we bring it from the desert. And they don't do it like this, but they put it on there and they start digging as if they are digging it. So once they want to make like a piece of this, so they have like. So for example, if they have a piece, if they're making a table or a fountain, or there is a master up there, so he's making a list for him to prepare it first of all, from different shapes, and each shape has a name. So they work and they do like about for more than 50,000 pieces a day.
50,000. Wow.
All of them. Oh. No, it's too much for him.
How many hours do they work today?
So they work like they start from 8:30 to 12 and 12. Well, they don't have like time. So they sit here and then they go to have a break of coffee and then they come back. So their time is free. They work as long as they want. So once they are done with the pieces, they take them. So they put them in small boxes, each piece in small box, and then they take it to the man over there so that he can assemble them, one piece by one piece.
And what is the tile called again?
Huh?
What is
Zlish.
Zelish.
Zlish.
Zelish.
Yeah. So let's see now the assembling step. So here, so once we print those pieces here in small boxes, as you can see here, from different. Look how these are cut. They are very small, tiny ones. Yeah. Wow. So once they print those pieces, so they put them upside down. And once they put them upside down, so they start working on them until they finish the piece. So once they finish from the inside, in the outside or in the frames, so they stick it with black soap. So here, so they stick it with a black soap from the outside. Then they frame it. They put an iron frame. And once they put the iron frame like this, so they put an iron frame. Then they put cement and the glue on it, and they leave it for a week to us to get dried. And when it is turned, when they turn it, it turns like this. And this example, it's here. This is the example that he is working here. So this is a family from California, so she likes a table. They have the same colors in their homes, and they want a table on the same colors that they want, and they order it like this way.
Wow. How did they find your place? Like, is there an online website?
No, they came here.
They came here,
Yeah,
okay.
They were here as visitors.
Wow.
And this is the way how we do it. Even in the, as I told you, in royal palaces, and then so we do like this, and they start sticking it to walls by piece by piece. So they don't stick it one by one. This is Alibaba's cave.
So let's begin.
Buy anything here.
Oh, okay, the other way around.
So now we will see the blue it's the indigo, black mascara, so green it's the mint, so orange it's from henna, and yellow from saffron.
What was
So
red?
poppy flower.
Happy flower.
So yellow it's from saffron. And that's we have in the tanneries some yellowish slipper, and we call them the royal slippers because the color of the yellow it's the uniform of traditional clothes for a man. So it's the first hat, the red, with the white jalaba with its long robe with a hood, and yellowish slippers. This is the traditional clothes for a man. So now we see these diamonds.
Ponen la cantidad de pigmento.
First, they boil the water. Look at here. The fire. We prepare the dyes from these 6 pigments I explained to you before. Then dye different stuff, maybe like silk or wool or clothes.
Let the people pass.
So the last step after dyeing these things, like for example here behind you, just dye these ribbons. So to fix the colors, use vinegar and this limestone. Sorry, not limestone, Allen stone. It's from the Middle Atlas Mountains. So they mix it with water in cold water, and that's fix the color. The color it doesn't run after the dye.
Yeah.
And then you have free time for to see different leather products.